Hello students, welcome back to my channel Lightup Knowledge and very warm welcome to today's video. I hope you are doing great. In today's video we will cover another literary form, that is allegory. This topic will be divided into two videos, so this is part 1 of it. Before moving on further, I would like to say that this topic is very important from the perspective of exams like NET UGC English or GATE MA entrance exam. So, we will be learning this topic thoroughly from its meaning, associated glossaries and the examples drawn from the most celebrated authors in the history of English literature. So, it is a request to my students to watch this completely, as a part miss can cause an incomplete understanding, which I am sure no one wants. So, without any further ado or delay, let's jump right into the video. What is allegory? An allegory tells a story through symbols with deeper meaning. So, it is such a form of writing in which you can say that it is basically a form where a story, poem or a picture is interpreted to reveal some hidden meaning, some deeper meaning, some underlying meanings, which can be typically political in nature or it can be a moral one. So, therefore, an allegory is a story or a description in which the characters which are used in that particular narrative expresses or they represent ideas. So, they carry a deeper meaning. The meaning is layered. Okay, there is a literal meaning and there is a surface meaning. The meaning is underlined with that association of a character, because an allegory represents characters and that characters represent ideas. So, allegory is a form of an extended metaphor. Extended metaphor. What is an extended metaphor? An extended metaphor is a direct comparison, right? And basically it is present throughout the piece of writing. It is not present in a single line. No, the idea of an extended metaphor is it is beautifully contrasted in the whole piece of work. You can see that extended metaphor used throughout the piece of writing. So, it is a form of an extended metaphor in which objects and person in the narrative looks like an innocent fable or fairy tale that are equated with abstract meanings that lie outside the narrative itself. So, therefore, here characters may be very innocent or a fairy tale type, but they are representing some abstract meanings like envy, happiness, sadness, abstract ideas which cannot be touched but can be felt. So, therefore, an allegory is such a form of writing. It can be a poem, it can be a story, it can be a picture. It is used as an interpretation to reveal an underlying meaning, that is a hidden meaning, which is typically a political or a moral one, and it is a form of an extended metaphor where a innocent character is used and it is used to show or to interpret a deeper sense of meaning. So, there is a symbolism used here. So, an allegory is a story of two different meaning, you can say. So, an allegory is a story of two different meaning, one simple and straightforward one, right, and the other is signifying very abstract ideas, right. Let us now talk about the underlying meaning in allegory. The underlying meaning has a moral or a message of social, religious or political significance. So, underlying meaning means there is a hidden meaning, okay, from the actual meaning when there is a use of allegory in a piece of writing. So, therefore, the hidden meaning could be a moral one, or it could carry a message which is social, religious or of a political importance, a political significance, and therefore the characters which are portrayed in allegory are basically the personification of ideas as charity, it could be greed, it could be envy, okay, and it could be gratefulness, it could be gratitude. So in such way these ideas could be personified in human forms, and actual human images could be used, and basically those qualities could be inhibited using personification. Okay, so if you haven't seen the video on personification, you can see using the link that's given in the description box. Now have a look at its example. So here we have a beautiful example of allegory from Alice in Wonderland, which is written by Lewis Carroll. So Alice in Wonderland is an allegory of England, and its social and political and educational situation prevailing during that time typically. So it is carefully used as a disguised, right, it's carefully disguised as children's story. So here the images for animals could represent teachers or priests in allegories that way. So therefore that way you have many more examples from literature in which the pieces of writing are written and portrayed in such a manner which contain an underlying meaning. Okay, underlying meaning, there is a hidden meaning which could carry a moral message, a social message, a political message, right, and therefore the characters which are used in allegory are basically the personification of ideas which are abstract, such as charity, greed, helpfulness, gratitude, right. So let us have a look at some more examples of allegory from the field of literature. The first one is The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, which is written by C.S. Lewis. So basically this piece of writing is a religious allegory. In it we find that Asian, the lion, represent Christ or God, the white witch represent evil, and Edmund represent Judas as the betrayer. So therefore the characters represent ideas. So the next example is Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum. So this is a political and a monetary allegory on gold and money reforms of the 1900s, right. So that's an allegory which is political and monetary. The next and the last example is The Lord of the Flies by William Golding. So it presents allegories about society, morality and religion, to name a few of it. So specifically the island represents the whole world, the conch stands for law and order, and the fire here represents hope as well as destruction. So these were some of the beautiful examples, and I do recommend you guys to give a good read to it so that you can understand how an allegory is used to represent ideas in the field of literature, and these ideas have an underlying or a deeper sense of meanings. Okay, and here the ideas are personified through characters, and these ideas contain abstract meanings like envy, political, or it could be gratitude, okay, kindness, etc., and even humanity, right. So yes guys, that was all for today's video. So this was the part 1 of allegory. Part 2 will be also be uploaded very soon. So yes guys, that was all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching it and you found it useful. If you did, please like, share and subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon so that you can get regular updates of the videos that I upload. All the important links will be linked down in the description box. Keep learning and keep growing.